The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Using unparalleled research in the development of a synergistic formulation based around the key concepts of superoxygenation, the next level in cleansing is here. With key ingredients backed by real clinical studies, the new Oxy Powder, available through InfoWars Life, was invented during Dr. Group's research on the toxification of our bodies. Many herbal colon cleansers are harsh on the body and contain cheap and potentially dangerous ingredients, oftentimes full of synthetic fillers, GMOs, additives, or worse. Gently start cleaning your body with easy capsules that start working while you sleep. Oxy Powder does not require time off work, and there's no need for bad-tasting concoctions. Instead, Oxy Powder slowly releases monoatomic oxygen into the intestinal tract and body. Experience the astonishing cleansing power of superoxide and ozonide technology. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to get started with Oxy Powder, or call 1-888-253-3139.
The experts are clear. Sunlight, purified water, healthy non-GMO food, and having a good attitude is essential to a healthy immune system. But I go further with Super Nascent Iodine X2 from InfoWarsLife.com. 50% stronger than our original and revolutionary Nascent Iodine formula, coming from a deep earth crystal source that no other supplier has. Most other forms of iodine come from seaweed in areas plagued by Fukushima and other contaminants. Not our iodine. It comes from over 200 million-year-old crystal salt deposits and is tested and proven to be completely pure. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. See the informational videos. Read the information they're compiled. And for a limited time, when you use promo code NOW at checkout, you get an additional 5% off the entire family of InfoWarsLife.com products. Secure your Survival Shield X2 today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Introducing Secret 12, the new InfoWars Life vitamin B12 formulation. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139. Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules. You will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Answers? Well, so does he. Live from the InfoWars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
Konstantin Sivkov, one of the top geopolitical analysts in Russia, speaking at the Moscow Economic Forum, and he has Putin's ear, called for nuclear attack on Yellowstone National Park to trigger the supervolcano. The consequences will be catastrophic for the United States, and also an attack, I guess, by sappers, by infiltration teams, by sleeper teams to set nukes off on the San Andreas Fault. You can't make that up. That's on mainline Russian TV right now. The next generation of weapons that Russia will use against the United States in World War III. We're going to break this down in the next hour. And it ties into a letter that was mailed on the 26th to these offices that I'm not going to show on air, or someone claiming to be inside the military system basically said the same thing. And when the nukes will go off. This is getting really bizarre. Funny that that all ties together. Because I don't know about this letter. I know the Russians are up there spouting off about it on television while building giant bunkers. Here's why people are so upset about Jade Helm. They know they're being lied to by the media, the whole Brian Williams syndrome. They know that their dollars aren't buying what they used to. They know that the system's becoming authoritarian, and they could see the screws tightening everywhere. And then meanwhile, mainstream media is up there saying everything's fine, go back to sleep. But kind of in a schizophrenic way, because you can't deny what's happening. So they'll have articles admitting we're the most militarized country and that we're losing our freedoms, but, oh, look at these kooks, they don't like it. There's not logic there. So the system kind of wages war on logic. I did reports over a decade ago, but 6 years ago was when the media really attacked over it, with medical doctors about how BPA and other chemicals were feminizing boys, hyper-feminizing women, making women go into puberty when they were, 6, 7 years old. The old average was 14, now it's 10. Girls as young as 3 are going into puberty. Breast cancer is up 3,000%. And in mammals, in amphibians, and in aquatic fish, it's accelerating aging, accelerating puberty, confusing the sexes, causing all sorts of disorders. GMO, BT corn does this to every rat species, every rodent species, guinea pigs, mice, rats, you name it. I mean, those studies are legion. And I'm just sitting here going, hey, this is social engineering written about in Brave New World in 1932 about how they would confuse the sexes first before basically ending the sexes, making us asexual and wiping out our fertility, where you have to go to a fertility clinic where the government takes control and decides what designer baby you're going to get, taking control of the entire human development system. That's now being announced with sperm counts down in some areas over 95%, on average about 87% worldwide. It varies, 89%. That soon, within just 2025 is the headline, most people will have to go have a designer baby made. But don't worry, insurance will cover it. Oh, and you may have to add a third parent, though, because 2 won't work anymore under this. Or a 4th. So they'll have a designer clone, basically. But then they put some traits in that look like you, claiming it's your kid. It won't even be your child. It'll gestate inside your wife, and then you'll have your clone. And people are going, this guy's far out. That's all over the news. I told you 20 years ago about humans being grown, humanoids, inside the uteruses of cows for organ harvesting. It was in the BBC. And I would have people on the street go, you're a liar, that's not happening. Now it's all over the news 2 weeks ago that, yes, they're growing babies inside utero of cows, but don't worry, they've changed the genetics of the human to be part bovine, so they're not rejected. See, like organs are rejected? So it's not a human, it's a humanoid bovine. They've got humanoid porcines. That's a pig. They're working on humanoid pinnipeds. Look it up. That's seals. And they're talking about if elephants weren't so expensive, they haven't figured out how to create artificial wombs yet, where they could grow people up full size for bodies. Humanoid pachyderms. Look it up. You're not in Kansas, baby. You're in the New World Order. For over 15 years, China has cows at a factory level producing body parts. And I don't even know where they're going or what the market is. They're just growing them. And the cows separately produce milk that's human. See, the cows are part human, and the humanoids are part cow. Meanwhile, something that's ancient news is finally all over mainstream news. Human birth control chemical, BPA, causing lower fertility in fish. Oh, that's part of why there's problems in the ocean? Really? Oh, well, I guess the soft kill hitting us, kind of just the blowback, just the ricochets are savaging the giant oceans that cover 76% of the Earth's surface. Newly released research from U.S. government scientists found a chemical in birth control pills. The chemical BPA affects the fertility in fish. These chemicals often end up in the waterways. And then, suddenly, the genitals start shrinking, the fertility starts shrinking, and suddenly they know people are going to be confused sexually, so it's everywhere going, put in the new bathrooms, accept the fact that we're going to have men that are women, women that are men, and all these new genders and people that are gender neutral, and Facebook has 50 different sexual genders now. when all it is chemically attacked folks dying. But oh, see, I'm homophobic about the fish. No, folks, I'm giving you science. Cut out all of the moralizing about gay, lesbian, blah, 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 all of this. I care about all these people. I don't obsess over these issues. Everybody knows that. I'm telling you what happened here. I'm like Charlton Heston at the end of Omega Man, which is a remake of The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, both excellent films. And he's got the cure for the virus that basically turns people into undead vampires. And he's there, and they go, buddy, we don't want to change. And they throw a spear into him and kill him. In fact, can you check on YouTube, end scene of Omega Man? I mean, I'm here showing you where the White House science czar wrote about this in the 70s. I'm showing you the proof. I've made films on it, how they're doing it. In fact, Google Pentagon planned gay bomb. They've got chemical hormone sprays that they can spray on a man. And you immediately begin releasing chemicals in your brain where the smell of men through your olfactory nerve makes it uncontrollable that you want to jump on top of them like they're Marilyn Monroe. There it is, BBC. U.S. military pondered love, not war. The U.S. military investigated building a gay bomb, which would make enemy soldiers sexually irresistible to each other. In rodent studies, within one day, the rats even stopped eating. They just began fornicating immediately. Now, you want to understand, we've been hit by a confusion weapon, a stun weapon. And they don't want it to be too obvious. They've been testing a whole bunch of different systems, positronic, electronic, waves, chemical, radiological, biological. They've already put viruses in the population. They've been testing them on troops that actually destroy parts of the brain, reprogramming. All of this is going on. They've got viruses that'll go in and take out inhibitor areas of the brain where you will be like born super soldiers. You notice I told you about this 15 years ago, and 2 years ago, the new Bourne movie came out where they use viruses to reprogram the brain. The difference is, though, you wouldn't be controlled on that. That's why they're talking about a processor chip along with it, with the new biological android, which they'll take soldiers and turn into, because they can't grow them fast enough in cows and then raise them, and they're having too many problems. But down the road, they won't need to take soldiers, put them in secret programs, brain chip them, test virals on them. And, of course, not everybody turns into a super soldier. A lot of them end up getting really screwed up by all this. Oh, yeah, the movie's basically real. It's just throwing in your face what's happening so that when they openly announce this down the road that you can be a candidate for it and go volunteer, then it can be like the new celebrity that, oh, my husband or my neighbor or, you know, my dad, you know, volunteered to be enhanced. And they were enhancing soldiers in the 80s with cyborg components internally in Maryland. That's all I know, and that's the one case we know about. They tried to hire my dad, again, they tried to hire a bunch of dentists in Dallas who were implant doctors, and he was a pioneer in implants and oral surgery, one of the first people to do implants, and actually do them on patients, not just at the university where he worked. And he treated CIA people and other stuff like that. He's let me tell the story. Actually, he doesn't like me telling him. He says, fine, go ahead and tell it. And then they tried to recruit him and offered him like double the money to move to Maryland. I remember the whole discussions at the dinner table, my mother saying, I'm not leaving Texas. I don't want to be in some secret government program. And he didn't tell me any of the details. It was just he was going to be working on spies and special ops putting stuff in them. And obviously, you can imagine hiding stuff in somebody's jaw, fake teeth, but it goes well beyond all that, because they were telling him, no, we're going to put you into some advanced surgery medical courses, and then this is not just going to be in the jaw and in the mouth where his degrees are. I mean, you understand we're not in Kansas anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We weren't in Kansas in 1982. I mean, before they have the Daily Show or MSNBC get up there with Rachel Maddow, Rachel, it's okay you got hit with chemicals in utero, and then I'm not against you, and I'm not saying you're bad. I know you have the brain of a man. I understand that. It's okay. So you're attracted to women. I understand that. The issue is I don't hate you. I don't hate the fish that this is happening.